Okay, tonight we are starting to read Robert Irwin, Dinosaur Hunter. Dino Champions. Chapter 1. Robert's legs were tired, and it was getting harder to breathe. He wanted to stop running. "Come on, almost there," he panted, urging himself on. By the time he finally crossed the finish line, Robert was spent. He bent over, his hands on his knees, and gasped for air. Robert's athletics coach, Eric, looked up from the stopwatch he was holding. "You should stand up. I know it's hard, mate, but you'll recover more quickly." Robert groaned as he stood up tall. Eric glanced down the track at the other kids who were still running, then turned back to Robert. "You ran a good time," he said encouragingly. 2 minutes active, rest, then go for another lap." Robert nodded gingerly. He hated the words active rest, which was just another way of saying keep jogging. It wasn't really a rest at all. Robert started a slow jog along the inside of the running track. As hard as it was, he still loved athletics. It kept pushing him to be better, stronger, and faster. Faster, thought Robert. How am I going to get faster for next week's carnival? Sometimes it seemed like some of the other kids at athletics had been born faster, especially Lauren Johnson. She was a tall girl about a year older than Robert. She made running look so easy, and he had spent every training session over the past 4 months trying to catch up to her. Watching Lauren run always reminded Robert of Dromaeosaurus breviterius. Dromaeosaurus breviterius, one of the fastest dinosaurs to ever exist. Its 2 legs were very long and built for speed, just like Lauren's. Robert had done all he could to improve his running time. Eric had given him lots of aerobic exercise to improve his breathing, and the strength training they did on Tuesdays had helped too. His leg muscles had definitely become stronger after doing that. Robert smiled. He was proud of how far he had come over a short period of time. He jogged up to the start line on the running track, and as soon as his foot landed on it, he broke into another sprint. The wind swept his hair back as the red track blurred beneath him. He turned the first corner, the second, and then up ahead Robert saw Lauren. "Come on, let's catch her," Robert thought to himself. His legs spurred him forward as he breathed the way Eric had taught him. He was getting closer. Robert swung his arms back and forth even harder, but it was no use. Lauren crossed the finish line. Robert finished soon after, panting for air. "Wow, Robert," shouted Eric. "Your best time ever. Well done. Cool down and you can finish up, mate." Robert grinned. He might not be able to control how long his legs are, but he could control his effort. After stretching, Robert walked to the stands overlooking the athletics field. As usual, on a Thursday afternoon, his best friend Riley was sitting in the shade, waiting for the training to finish. "I think you're getting faster," said Riley, and offered his water bottle to Robert. "Thanks," said Robert. He stopped to guzzle some water. "Why don't you come down and join in next time?" Riley shook his head. "I've told you before, I get enough exercise running away from dinosaurs." He patted the concrete beneath him. "I'm happy to just sit here and watch." Robert laughed. It was true they had lots of experience running away from dinosaurs, thanks to Robert's mysterious Australovenator claw. What's that all about? Chapter 2. "Speaking of my claw," said Robert, "where's my bag?" "Relax," said Riley. "I've been keeping an eye on it. It's here. And be careful what you say. People will wonder what you're talking about." Riley was right. Robert hadn't told anyone else about the claw and how it could send them back in time. He searched through his sports bag, rifling through spare clothes and water bottles until he found the Australovenator claw. It was there, safe and sound. "Who's that girl?" asked Riley, pointing at the track. "Doesn't she ever stop running? That's Lauren, said Robert. She's amazing. I'm catching up to her, but she's still way faster than me. She looks kind of like those tall, fast dinosaurs, said Riley. I forget their name. That's what I thought, Robert said with a chuckle. Lauren's a regular Dromineus. Riley scratched his head. Yeah, one of those. Other mini-athletes were now practicing high jump, shot put and discus on the grassy area encircled by the running track. The two boys sat and watched them for a while, grunting like gorillas whenever a good throw or jump was made. Crikey, I think we'll do well at the carnival next week, said Robert, after one boy's particularly long discus throw. Why aren't you in any of the other field events? Riley asked. Running is my best bet for a ribbon, said Robert. I'm not as strong in the arms or shoulders as I am in the legs. I'm going to be in a lot of races, though. It's like I said before, said Riley. Running away from savage meat-eating dinosaurs is good training. Sometimes I pretend I'm being chased by a Tyrannosaurus or a Spinosaurus during training, Robert admitted. It makes me run just that little bit faster. Which one's Spinosaurus again? Asked Riley. We haven't seen one yet, answered Robert. They're bigger than a T-Rex and probably the biggest carnivorous dinosaur of all time. Carnivorous means they eat meat, right? Robert nodded. A shiver ran up Riley's spine. What was the biggest plant-eating dinosaur? He asked, eager to change subjects. There are a few contenders, said Robert. It might have been the Argentinosaurus. Riley chuckled. Imagine having a few of those guys on your athletics team. The other clubs would have no chance. I reckon, though it does take more than strength and size to be good at running or shot put. Well, I'd love to see some of the dinosaur champions, said Riley. The fastest, strongest saws would leave all the human champions in their wake. They would win every gold medal at the Olympics, for sure. Yeah, said Robert. They couldn't help but be good runners and jumpers. It's just how they were built. It would be pretty incredible to see. Robert raised an eyebrow. Mate, a minute ago you were scared to death of dinosaurs. Now you want to give them medals. Riley started digging around in Robert's bag. Where's that claw? He said. I wanted to take us to see the Dinosaur Olympics. Robert zipped his bag shut. Careful, it's fragile. Besides, we can't disappear in front of the entire athletics team. Riley groaned. We should make a move, said Robert. Mum will expect me back soon. Do you think the claw could take us to see those dinosaurs, though? Riley asked as they stood up to leave. The fastest and biggest, I mean. I guess so, but when and where it takes us is not up to us, said Robert. He guzzled the last of his water and put the empty bottle in his bag. But, he said, winking at Riley, they don't call me Robert Irwin, Dinosaur Hunter for nothing.